Hello. This is your girl, Tiffany R. SINGZ. I am here at Boss Up Houston Network. I am so excited. We are relaunching our show, Mind, Body, and Goals, and we will be talking about topics to heal. So I would love to just get started. I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Tiffany Moseley Clark. I am the wife to Isaac Clark, and he will be here later on in the show. So let's give it up. Woo! We are here, guys. And in a time such as this, with the pandemic and everything that's going on, a lot of people are dealing with a lot in their lives. We have things that people don't want to share, people are going through. We want to try to bring people together. With the recent killings in our community, with the recent epidemics that are going on in our community, we want to be a help to those in the community. We want to help people heal. We want to help people to get through this pandemic. So I am excited to be partnering with Boss Up Houston Network. And this is our first show, and it is our relaunch of Mind, Body, and Goals. Shout out to Gospel Radio Nation, where I started my show in 2018. And so we are excited. We are here, and we will be talking today with two awesome guests. Ronnetta G. Moseley. She has a master's in education, who is my sister as well, and also Councilwoman Arnetta Murray. And she has a master's in education as well. So we have a wonderful topic, and it's been a rounding topic that everyone has been talking about recently in the past couple of weeks. Safety in returning back to school for students and teachers. Okay, so we want to chime in. We want to get insight from an administrator, someone who's been in the educational field for a very long time. And we also want to get insight from an educator, such as I am myself. And we want to talk and dialogue about what things that people go through, what's going on in people's minds as we are trying to follow the lead of the state, of the nation, students returning back to school, and parents and administrators and teachers. So it's a very heavy topic. And we want to be able to do that, and we want to be able to share and just get some insight about it. So I just want to thank you guys for having us here at Boss Up Houston Network. And we are going to be getting into the topic. We're going to bring our guests on shortly. But I want to do a health tip. We know that in our community, in African Americans community, there are people that have been dealing with health issues who have been affected by the corona, and they have been affected greatly because of underlying conditions such as diabetes, things that are linked to cholesterol, and all of these things are linked to being overweight. I'm on my weight loss journey. I have so far lost 40 pounds, and I am still going. So we want to make sure that we are taking vitamin D as in our community, D3 that is, and we want to make sure that we're taking ginger, and we want to make sure that we are boosting our immune systems. Lemon boosts our immune system. So each time we come on the show, I'm going to share a health tip that I have been using. You'll get to see my son, who I had earlier this year, January 10th, and he is here. So, guys, please don't go anywhere. Please share this video. Please share, and please share the word, and tune in to Mind, Body, and Goals, Boss Up Houston Network. All right. We are back, guys. You're here watching Mind, Body, and Goals. I am your host, Tiffany R. SINGZ. I told you I had some awesome guests today. I have my lovely sister here. Woo! Miss Ronnetta G. Moseley. She is an educator, and I will share more about her position and how long she's been in education. She does have a master's in education, and she is an awesome super teacher, okay? I want y'all to hear that. She is a super teacher. She is so great with the kids, and they love her. And she teaches sixth grade, and she's also a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And so we are grateful, and I'm grateful for you coming on tonight. And I also have another awesome guest here, Councilwoman Arnetta Murray. And and she's so humble, guys. She's so sweet. And I thank you so much for coming. She also sings, and she also works at the Windsor Village Church with the youth department and children's choir. And she puts the music together, and she is awesome with the kids as well. So I wanted to get a dynamic of people in education. I wanted to get a vast view on this topic that has been heavily going on the past couple of weeks. We've heard it in the news. Safety and returning back to schools. Okay. And how safe is it for students? How safe is it for teachers and administrators? So before we go into that, I would like to let everyone know, how long have you been in education?
7 years. This year will be my 8th year. So, and I had the honor of winning Teacher of the Year.
Yes, you did.
At A-Leaf Middle School and A-Leaf ISD this past year. So I love education.
Yes, and you teach sixth grade.
Sixth grade math.
Math, and you've been doing that since you started.
Yes, yes, I love the sixth grade babies.
And what is it about sixth grade that makes you want to continue to stay in sixth grade?
Because they're a little young, but they're not too old.
Right.
With the attitudes, you still have a little more shaping you can do.
Right.
If you are a passionate educator, you can shape anyone.
Right.
But I love that particular age group. It's just right there in the middle. And
Right.
some people say they don't teach that age group because of that reason.
Right.
But I love it because of that.
Right. And I want to say, while we're streaming and while we're recording, I am so proud of my sister, guys.
Thank you.
I'm proud of her accomplishments and the lives she's touched. You know, she teaches in a school where her personality and her background and experience is much needed. I teach in another dynamic of students where they need my background. So I'm so proud of you, sister.
Thank you so much.
For everything that you're doing. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And I'm excited about your Teacher of the Year.
Yes.
We couldn't party, of course, because of the pandemic.
Oh my gosh.
So that's awesome.
Thank you.
And Miss Murray, I'd like you to share. Well, Miss Art, hey, now you know we were raised, okay, to not call our elders by their first name and give them respect, you know. And so I'm sorry about that, but you know, she's so wonderful, guys. Could you tell everyone how long you've been in education?
I've been in education 15 years. This is my second career.
Okay.
My first career was with Procter and Gamble, and I did that for 15 years.
Okay.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm a special ed teacher, middle school. So I'm dealing with all types of behavior. I've been in education 15 years. I've taught nothing but special ed, from resource to those that are extreme disabilities, with those with emotional disturb. It's a whole gamut, and that's what I've taught.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you're in special education. I have friends who teach special education. It is a totally different dynamic. We definitely praise God for teachers like you who can deal with those kinds of students. They're still students. They're still children.
Absolutely.
They just need more love and care. And people who are patient enough to go ahead and go that extra mile. you know.
Absolutely.
And so what is it about education that has made you stay in education so long?
I think I am, especially in the world of special ed, I'm the voice for the voiceless. A lot of those kids don't have a voice. I've even had kids that were nonverbal. And, you know, your sister knows about that, AU and all those. So, I just felt that they needed somebody there that's going to really care, because a lot of teachers at some point don't care. You know that.
Yeah.
And I want it to be different.
Right.
And because I have kids, I just believe in what goes around comes around.
Right.
So whatever I put in, I'm going to get it back. So
Exactly.
I just wanted to make sure I would want somebody to go the extra mile for my kids. But they're grown. Don't get it twisted. I ain't got no more children. That's right. They're grown, huh? But that's why, and I'm still doing it because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of children, Miss Arnetta has five beautiful children.
Grown.
You have a set of twins.
20, yes.
20,
yeah.
and you had, and tell us, because I can't remember, who else do you have?
Oh my gosh, you want to name all these kids? I don't want to talk about them. Okay, I got Aaron 27, Rachel 25, Jared 23, and the twins 20.
Awesome. And she is you see her energy.
Yeah,
She's always moving, always going.
Yes.
And she has, I see she's cooking gumbo online. And
Everything.
Only Tiffany that can sing can say that. Ronnetta, I'm going to get her.
Go ahead.
And she's doing a lot of things with her family. So she's a family person. And you were recently divorced. And
Available.
you and available. And she really stressed that, when I talked with you yesterday, and I thank you for answering, you were saying, I want to help those who are married and those who may have gone through hurts, who have been divorced and have gone through things, to let them know, hey, we can keep moving.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We can keep going with our dreams and aspirations.
Absolutely.
And then I want you to share about your councilwoman position.
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you get involved with that?
Basically, when I was going through the divorce, my pain was just so immense. And so sometimes we tend to turn to people, and I had to turn to God. I'm going to go be real. We're in a different climate.
That's right.
And I have to be honest.
Right.
I turned to God, and He had me turn to community. So I had to start helping other people, getting involved. And I went to a meeting, I never forget it. His name is Mike Floyd. I asked a question, and he said, you know what, you need to be in politics. I said, oh, no, it's dirty. He said, no, politics is not dirty. People are dirty. You just got to know how to deal with it. So I just started speaking up, being there, and helping others. It happened during Harvey. And I just started going in and learning the ropes, and it went beyond what I can even imagine.
Right. And guys, I was so surprised when I saw her online. I'm like, what? Wait, hold up. I was like, wait, hold up, what's going on? And you were really, I saw you on the streets.
Yes, ma'am.
You were marching.
Yes, ma'am.
You had, I could tell you had a lot of excitement.
As a teacher.
And like you said, you used that pain as fuel.
You got a minister.
Okay. See, we talk about topics that can heal. That's the underlying tone for the relaunch.
Okay.
Because people are going through things that they don't want to share. Now, when you're ready to share, that's when it's time to break through.
Right.
But when you want to go ahead and keep it in, you're not ready.
That's right.
So we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the pandemic and safety and returning to schools, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Sounds good.
As I told you, it's gonna be where your mind goes in a place like this. Doesn't need to mean anything, okay? And remember, not everything that is going on in your mind, let it go. Okay? Go back to your breath. Each time you get 70 kilometers underground river, the longest on we get closer and we get deeper in the cave, okay? It's gonna get much more clear. The water went down, all of these fossils start showing up in the leaf. You know, the one that looks like brains. I'm gonna ask you please to be kind with the bats. Don't point your light directly at them.
I really think your story, Miss Murray, is really great. And we'll have you back for girls chat.
Absolutely.
So we can talk about some other topics.
Absolutely.
But let's get to the topic at hand. Students, and I want to hear from Ronnetta first.
Absolutely.
Because she has, the
Absolutely.
less experience, and we'll get more insight.
Absolutely.
So, Ronnetta, as far as the students and teachers returning back, what do you think about the safety? There are some districts who are making the teachers and students return. There are some districts that are making the students stay at home, and then the teachers go to the class. And then there are some districts that are just making everything online. So first, tell us, what is your district going to do with returning?
Okay. So first, A-Leaf ISD, thankfully, is going to start totally virtually online, thanks to our superintendent, Dr. Chambers, for fighting for us.
Thank you.
And keeping us updated and allowing teachers to talk. Truly appreciate that, because I understand a lot of teachers don't have that. So we will be starting online, but he did discuss with us that TA is still, the education head is still giving restrictions. So we're starting online, but they're still telling them possibly only for a few weeks, and then you're going to have to try to figure out a way to start easing back into the schools. So I am super thankful that we are starting 100% online, because hopefully things will still continue to unfold. And he said he's working to get an extension so that we can make sure that before we go back, it's safe, as it can be.
Right. And so your district is, everybody's online, but as far as the other districts that are making the students go back and the teachers go back, what is your, I guess, opinion about that?
It's disheartening. It's disheartening, totally. Even the thought of bringing it up, even the thought of it being considered is disheartening, because it further confirms that our society still does not value teachers like they should.
Absolutely.
And it just makes you feel like these teachers, every educator, every person in the education, we have sacrificed so much and the first policy is to keep their children safe. Anybody that has been in education knows that nothing else matters until you have safety. And as I continue my studies and I pursue my administration degree, the first thing I had to get in my head is nothing matters, no policy matters, nothing matters unless your kids are safe on the campus. So we have went year after year after year being willing to sacrifice our lives. Shootings have occurred where teachers have lost their lives because they have committed to the service of keeping their kids safe, and they lost their lives because they stood in front of a bullet, because they put their kids in a closet, because they put them in the lockdown procedure correctly. And so we have sat here and we have committed to doing whatever it takes to take care of others' kids. I don't have any kids. I have kids at work, though. And so we have committed to doing this, and then you're telling me that all of that is just null and void, so I could have just did anything. Because you're sending me back to the wolves. This is crazy. On top of that, what we've been stating over and over again, educators know our kids, they're nasty. they are nasty. Okay? And so we have to bend over backwards to keep them sanitized anyway. Okay? But it's very disheartening. There's no other words for it. It's very sad that society still devalues the teacher. And we should be at the top of the list with the nurses, with the doctors when it comes to pay. Without a teacher, you can't learn anything, people.
That's right.
Just saying. So it's not safe to send them back with all these people with all these germs. And so what are we here for? We're not going to be able to teach right. Because I'm going to be thinking about when somebody coughs. Or when somebody sneezes. And I can't feel free to do all my antics in my classroom because I'm scared that if I open my mouth too wide, I'm going to get sick.
Exactly. And I think that, and you can chime in with with what she was saying.
Oh, she's on point. I mean, what can you say? This is me, and I'm not afraid to say this. You know, Greg Abbott wants us to go back, but you need to position us. For example, get all your teachers tested. You want, but you don't want to do that. Then you want to put me in a position, as I know Ronnetta said, because my name is Arnetta, so it's Ronnetta, that, you know, you want us there and you're not protecting us. So I have to have a whole mask, a whole outfit on for your kid, because our governor does not want, I'm just going to say it, comply with Sylvester Turner, who's asking you for a simple shutdown just to flatten the curve.
Yes.
Right.
So to me, it appears, she's right, they don't care about the teachers.
Right.
They don't care.
Still.
So what I had to do on my own, because I didn't have any symptoms, thank God, I got tested to make sure, and I was negative. You know why? Because I said this. I said, our governor is going to let us go back. So when he does, if something happens, this date we document, right? Data.
Documentation.
This day, I was fine. I done came back to your campus. There's some issues going on.
Right.
Hello.
So my issue is you're not protecting us. That's but then more important, like you said, children. That's the focus. And then I'm a special ed teacher. How are you protecting those kids? So you don't even care. You go put them out there because they're nonverbal, because they don't have a voice. That's why I am.
That's why.
Yeah, you said it.
Exactly.
You don't care. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, keep going. Keep
sorry.
going. I know you get fired
Yeah,
up.
because it's not right.
And you know, and you try not to put people out there, and you know, but we see what's going on.
Yes.
And I need our people to wake up and realize. Now, when they say, "Are you awake? Are you woke?" or whatever you want to say, I need y'all to wake up.
Yes.
Okay, because they told you early on in the pandemic that African Americans was the largest group
Yes, ma'am.
with the coronavirus.
Absolutely.
Due to underlying conditions of the diabetes, cholesterol, all of these different things. But you guys are still going out here. Now, that's like I see a train and I'm still gonna get on the train tracks. They told you, our mayor, you know, judge, they told us that African Americans were the largest group
Yes.
that were affected. So with that information, why are we not using it to our advantage and staying home? So then that was way before Memorial Day.
Yes, it was.
That was way before the George Floyd protests. Rest in peace to all of those who we've lost.
Yes.
I understand the severity of it and the time such as this, with our community being killed. I do understand that. But we have to remember that we are in a pandemic.
That's right. That's right.
There were people who went to march that were affected. They came back affected. There were people who went laid out on the beach. And y'all know I'm going to be real. They went laid out on the beach with their drinks and waters and all of this. And they came back 2 weeks affected. But they already told us that the African American community was the largest one affected.
That's right. That's right. That's
So
right.
why did we go to the beach? Why did we get in these big crowds and we weren't 6 feet away?
Well, here's the thing that I thought about. You can't control anybody. But what I wanted to use for myself is what I wasn't going to do is I'm not going to fight superintendents and governors and get with the teacher union and talk about not going back to work and I'm on the beach. Okay, because I think it impacts. I think some of that has impacted why they have got on there. I don't know, but I think that has impacted their decisions and why they have got on there because they see people doing whatever. So I just convicted myself, and I said to myself, and that's why I'm so passionate right now because I've been in my house so long trying to fight against this and I've been so cautious and I've been ordering groceries and all of this stuff and then you send me back to work. I haven't been out there.
Correct.
And so that's why I'm so passionate about it because I have actually been trying my best to be protected and stay away and now I have no choice.
Right.
Because I have to live and I'm so passionate about my career that I have to pick. And that's not fair. You are telling me to pick something, to walk away from something that I love. Some teachers have resigned this year.
Right.
And I had the thought of, am I going to have to walk away? Am I gonna have to go stay with family to regroup because this
I don't
is
think
crazy?
you could walk away.
I don't think I can. I thought about it. I would be lost.
She loves the kids.
And the kids love her.
But guess
Right.
what? Guess what? In all of it, I had to remember
Right.
who's in control.
Yes.
Correct.
It's easy to get emotional. It's easy to get caught up. I had to log out of Facebook and all of this because
Right.
it is so easy.
Right.
But I had to remember my foundation.
Yes.
And I know who's in control based off of what
Absolutely.
I believe. So I said, okay, I went cross my legs. And when I looked again, my superintendent was online. Okay, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I know who's in control.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's a beautiful thing. And like you said, you know, the leaders see that we're not taking it seriously, so maybe they're okay with going back to work. But then they have to also know that we're dealing with children.
Yeah, and people who have
And
children.
Right.
people who have children,
And
you know.
and they may not have two incomes. It may be one income. You got to be
Right.
mindful of that. And let me share this. I'm one of those people that went and I marched, but I was
Yeah.
very proactive in how I marched
Right.
and who I was, because it needed to be done.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because if that march had not taken place, some of these changes that's going on now would
I
not
agree.
have happened.
I agree.
So I had to be very careful. When they came in, I went out.
Exactly.
Because then I was
Exactly.
very much covered up.
Mass,
Yeah,
yeah.
you already know. So the thing that I'm struggling with is that, what about the kids, the special need kids that can't talk? That what are we gonna do? And if they have it, what are we gonna do? And what if the parents don't even say it, that they do have it and send the kids to school? Because
Exactly.
parents
I
do
think
lie.
that's going to happen
Parents do lie.
They do. They do.
because
And-
educators are babysitters.
Yes, 9 times out of 10. We talked about that in the green room.
We are.
Okay, and see, and that's, and you know, we can bring some parents in here next week.
And that's fine.
And talk with them, because they don't get that. Maybe some of them, I'm not gonna say they, I'm gonna say maybe some of them don't, they get it now.
They get
But
it.
some didn't. You're right. You're
But
right.
before the pandemic,
They
You're
did
right.
not get it.
how many of them understood how much energy, how we're counseling? Okay,
Preaching.
I'm in HISD. I have taught with the urban kids. I'm helping kids try to get out of gangs. I'm counseling. I'm helping them try to figure out if they need counseling
Nursing.
medically. You know, I'm buying clothes.
Feeding them snacks.
Yep.
I got a closet full of snacks for the kids,
Yeah.
because as we know, if they're hungry, they're not going to listen to me.
Absolutely.
I'm teaching 7th math. So they're not going to hear me
That's right.
or any of us.
That's right.
They can't brush their teeth. They're hungry.
there.
So, you know, we can bring some parents, and I think that's what we're going to do, to get the mindset after now.
To get
Okay,
an understanding.
we are after the pandemic.
Yes.
Well, it's still going on. It's not after. So, guys, we are going to be back, and we will be sharing more. And thank you for tuning in to Mind, Body, and Goals.
Talk. This table carries no judgment.
I suffered trauma at an early age.
This table brings out your truth.
I had to hit rock bottom. I had to lose everything.
This table encourages you to share your story.
I was just caught up in that pain.
This table has room for everyone. For everyone.
Red table makes you emotional.
When there's a lot of love there, there's always a path towards healing. Intimate, provocative, unfiltered. Join us. Take a seat at the table. Only on Facebook Watch.
All right, guys, we are back. You are watching Mind, Body, and Goals. And once again, I'm Tiffany R. SINGZ. You can call me Tiff.
She can sign y'all.
Hey, and somebody's like, you gonna sing on the show? That's not what we're doing here today. I hold many hats, and you know, my sister knows from when we were growing up, I love media, I love music, and you know, we both majored in communications.
Yes.
The Lord just wanted us to minister to these kids
Service.
and teach.
Service.
Wow.
service.
So, Miss Murray, could you please talk on? You've been in education a longer time. What do you think, as far as on the administrative side, as far as those who are upper level, why in some districts it took them a little long to decide?
In most cases, people don't want to be the forefront because they don't want to get the lashing, if you will.
Okay.
You have to be able to, and a lot of principals are trying to satisfy who?
Yeah.
The
upper administration.
Yes.
Right.
And they're afraid to speak up. Some will, some won't, because they don't want to rock the boat.
Exactly.
But you have to be able to take a stand, even if it causes you to lose everything. Because I guarantee you, somebody's going to see what you've done.
That's right.
And give you another chance. I know it.
Right.
So that is why fear. They don't want to lose their jobs.
That's right.
Their pension, if you will, their retirement. They don't want to do that. That's why. Now, when you have parents complaining and saying they're going to get the media, then the principal decides to really try to move and try to talk to your upper level management, if you will. But for the most part, principals sometimes can be pawns. Sometimes because they're in the middle.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So that's
Right.
why.
It's a tough position.
And like you said, I've watched friends that are going through it now, and my sister, and I actually was starting in administration. I decided in the middle I did not want to do it
Because?
and I'm telling y'all now,
Lord.
okay, I decided in the middle of my master's that I did not want to be a principal.
See, it's okay.
And I wanted to counsel and help the kids more. Sometimes when you get to those positions in principalship, leadership, your hands are tied.
Yes.
Whether you want to believe it or not, you don't know behind the scenes, but what you're trying to do,
That's right.
your hands are going to be tied.
Absolutely.
And you can only go so far.
Absolutely.
Because of how the world is set up, because of how education is set up, and because everything is money driven.
Yes.
And we don't want to talk about that, but everything is money driven. With the students, from the teachers and all of that. So when you get there, you can do so much, and then how you're wanting to make change, they're gonna be like, no, because it doesn't go with the money part of it, And like you said, standing up, being the leader,
Absolutely.
would show somebody else, hey, I'm taking a stand for this.
Absolutely.
I'm taking a stand for that. So I want to talk about special education, and what do you think? How they're going to be affected, being that if they can't go back to the school, and being online and doing all of that.
Well, it depends on the I guess if you have a kid that's emotionally disturbed. Emotionally disturbed, basically they're your regular kid that's kind of bad. When I say bad, behavior is bad. He's not bad, the behavior.
Right.
So you can kind of deal with that. But if you have a kid that is OHI, other health impairments, that's dealing with cerebral palsy, that can't speak,
Right.
that's going to be a struggle for that parent and that parent in the virtual world.
Right.
And that's where the struggle going to be. How do you do that? That is a good question. Zooming, but I heard one parent say on Zoom, he had the kid was cutting up in the background. The mom couldn't handle it. It was just overwhelming, because now they see that we are important.
Right.
So it is a lot of uncharted waters.
Yes.
And people don't want to admit that. See, if people just will admit they don't know,
Right.
and let's figure out how we can collaborate
Together.
and say it again,
Together.
then we can move on.
Right.
TEA, they need to listen to teachers. You don't need to listen to those big wigs. You need to come to grassroots where we're at and talk to us.
Because we're in the classroom.
Because
Right.
what?
In the classroom.
In the
That's
classroom.
where we are. We
So,
see it.
we see it. We can tell you.
Right.
So in the special ed world, it is going to be very challenging because that's federal money, and we got to make sure we are complying with that and making it's hard. I did it, virtual when the pandemic. I had my special. I was telling your sister, it was crazy how these parents would give me a hard time, and the kids wasn't doing the work. I had to document every day, to a point that one parent told me I was harassing her.
Wow.
Under the virtual world. And I'm trying to do my
And
job.
this is virtually?
This is virtually.
Lord. Now, see.
Can you talk about parent partnership?
She's like, please.
So this is going another direction, but we will
2
talk.
seconds,
Let's
yeah.
talk on it. Parent
2 seconds.
partnership. Parent partnership. Ronnetta,
Come on.
could you share
Minister
on that?
Ronnetta. You got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
I'm saying just please understand that if we are in this profession, 90% of us, there's some people who just are in there, okay? But 90% of us are truly passionate, and we're here because we understand that teaching is a service, and we are giving our all. So we are not trying to just get out of work. We're not trying to just figure out something in a way to not teach your child. We are going through what we're told to do, and we are trying to give your child the best academic excellence that we have promised. And so we need help because we are fighting against all of this other stuff. We're not trying to attack you or your child. We just need your help. Just call. Just ask us, what can I do?
And you know, I have had some very interesting stories in my educational life.
Oh, yes.
You know, the students I told you I deal with, you know, the more lower income area, you know, families. And,
Fix it up, Tiff.
you know, and I'm trying to. The students, they want to go home and tell their parents one thing.
Yes.
Because they really don't want to do the work, period. And then, you know, their parents are coming to me wanting to have an attitude because of the grade I gave, the consequence I gave, etc. So if all parents, not just in the suburbs, but in the urban areas too, if all parents could get more involved in what their child is doing, that will remedy a lot of it.
Because what will happen is when your child sees that you are involved, then it will shift their perspective. If they know you're going to come and fight the teacher, they're going to sit in class with the arrogance like, I don't have to do this. So the partnership is what alleviates a lot of that tension.
Right. And so that's the first part. We've got to be, parents have got to be involved. You know, what do you have homework you don't have? Okay, let's learn some words today. Because I know y'all have to do this.
3
okay?
times 3. Hello?
So, guys, we are talking about safety in schools, parent teacher partnership, COVID, and the safety of teachers and parents and students returning back to school. Guys, thank you for tuning in today. We're going to be back, and thank you for joining.
We can bring
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
This is Mind, Body, and Goals. This is the relaunch show. We thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Please share the video. Please get the word out. We are going to start giving away prizes, and we're going to start giving away some help discount packages with advertising. And so we have a lot going on here with Boss Up Houston Network. I want to give a shout out to Shamir Bacon for her vision and including us. And I know you're looking and you're wondering, hey, who are these people?
Yes.
You guys should know this guy. This is my husband, Isaac Clark.
Peace and love, everybody.
Anything you want to share?
I think y'all have done it all. Y'all have had a really in-depth conversation in here. So, I mean, everything is good. Everything is good. Life is good. I'm happy for you.
Thank
happy
you.
for Boss Up Houston, then partnering up with Tiffany R. SINGZ and the family.
Yes.
Yeah, so everything is good. Everything is everything. So.
And this is our little guy,
Yeah,
Isaiah.
You trying to get that microphone?
He is 6 months and 2 weeks, guys. He is, you can see, he's very energetic.
Very.
And he is looking like his daddy on some days and me on the other. Then I look at him and I'm like, okay, you your daddy, okay?
Both.
And so, yes, I want to, while you're here, we also have a daughter, Corinne. Shout out to Corinne.
Yes.
I want to get your insight on, she is in school.
Yeah.
How would you feel if she had to go return back to school with the pandemic going on?
Okay, let me ask you this. How would you feel if he was an age and he had to go back to school during the pandemic?
Well, I would tell him we're going to do school at home.
Uh-huh.
And, we're going to wait because there's no way we can test all of the students.
Right,
you know?
absolutely.
And, come on. There's no way we can test all of the students and teachers to be safe.
Right.
We would have to do it every week. Or we would have to do it every day, So that, how would you feel as far as if she did go? What would you suggest?
Well, it would make you uneasy, nervous, not knowing what to expect because it's so easy for that pandemic to spread. I mean, you don't know what's going on. Look at him. You don't know what's going on until it hits and the symptoms kind of show themselves.
Right.
People can be walking around, have the COVID-19 virus, and they be asymptomatic. Don't have any symptoms.
Right.
So that's what's so tricky about this whole pandemic and the way that things are going with this whole situation. So I think that is unsafe. It's unwise. I think any parent who is really concerned about their child's health should probably take it upon themselves to take a stand and say, no, I don't think that we're going to do that.
Right.
We're not doing that.
Right.
That's what we ain't going to do.
Right. And so we have been sharing, and I shared about the health tips before you came in. Oh, you want them back?
Yeah.
The health tips that we have been doing, taking vitamin D3, taking ginger, drinking hot tea, detox tea, ISO detox tea to be exact. If you'd like some, please hit me up.
Yes.
And we've also been taking some NutriBurst. Okay. The liquid multivitamin here. We shake it up. I'm gonna actually do this online.
Can I have some?
I guess you can.
Right now.
I guess you can today. Okay.
Give me some of that.
Yeah, I don't want to share my NutriBurst sometimes. But.
Sometimes she don't. She be stingy with the NutriBurst, but I need some of this too.
And so this is our multivitamin, guys. It is awesome. Gives you energy. It helps to reduce and suppress your appetite. And like I told you, I have lost 45 so far.
Keep going, baby.
I'm still in there. I gotta go do some laps after the show.
I'm proud of you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot.
I'm proud of you. You're holding it down.
And I'm in a challenge, and I thought my partner was gonna be him, but I had to get.
She gonna put me out like that in front of the whole audience of Boss Up Houston. Girl, listen. I was gonna do this thing with her, but I was not showing enough enthusiasm for her. So she got somebody else.
Go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, like I was gonna do it. I was gonna do the challenge and all that. I was ready, trying to get my mind wrapped around it. I wasn't enthusiastic enough for her. You don't want to do that.
Listen. I'm a person. When I see something and you my sister can attest. When I see something and I'm going after a goal, I want to be there. Like I'm pushing.
But everybody not like you.
And that's true.
You know, I'm kind of more laid back.
So you might have had to be on somebody else's team. That could.
Did y'all hear what she told me? This supposed to be my wife. Don't tell me I got to be on somebody else.
And I am your wife. I am that. But you see,
I got to be on somebody else.
Your personality, we like, and people try to
I'm
figure it
going to
out.
still lose the weight even though I ain't all pumped up like you. I'm gonna still get it.
And you're doing well.
I'm doing
But
all
see,
right.
the challenge, guys, is called 30-33. So what that means is for 30 days. For 30 days, each day, you've got to do some active exercise for 30 minutes. And you've got to be on 3 products, the TLC products. So NutriBurst, the T, and the NRG, which is the energy pill. So when it got to that 30-minute workout every day.
Get out of here. I'll work out for a living.
So
you gotta chill with that.
Well,
I'm constantly working out.
Okay, yes, he does, guys. He does the landscaping and lawns. So
Thank
you do, but you don't like to post every day.
That's what I don't like to do.
Right.
I'm not a
and
poster.
I knew that. Right. And I knew that.
Yes.
So and so that is the part, I was like, I'm not gonna force him, maybe later he'll be wanting to do it. And so he has lost about 20 pounds.
Yes. Those products work, so don't let nobody tell you that they don't work.
Right. The products work. Now let me go ahead and clarify. They work with a good diet.
Yeah.
You can't go eat the chicken.
I'm gonna be honest.
And all of that.
They even work somewhat with a somewhat not good diet too.
But don't tell them that.
I ain't been doing everything I'm supposed to do, and I still lost some weight.
Right.
Yeah.
You haven't been eating clean every single day.
But I'm getting more strict now. So.
Right. And so, but that don't mean we gonna go eat steaks every day.
Right.
And take the products. It's not because it's a detox.
Right.
So steak takes about 3 days to digest in your system. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Yeah. And the heavy meats and all of that. So, guys, we have had an awesome time.
Yeah, it's been good.
I wanted to introduce our little one to you. This is the first and last probably time you'll see him.
Probably. It's a pandemic.
Yes. We wanted to bring him on the launch show.
Yeah.
Shout out to our daughter, Corinne. We love you.
Corinne. We love you, baby.
And to our family, Alma Rowe, Oran Rowe, Pamela Clark, Roy Clark, Ronald Moseley, Sally Moseley. We love you guys. Thank you for your support.
That's right.
And everything that you guys do. Yeah. And so, guys, please, every Friday, tune in, 7 p.m. We have some awesome guests. He loves pulling on my clothes. We have some awesome guests and awesome topics that we're going to be talking about. Mm-hmm. And we are going to continue talking about parents and students and teachers in schools next week. All right? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this is Tiffany R. SINGZ with Isaac Clark.
Yes.